Wherein the Indian Navy has done it yet again. It's been the third successful anti-piracy rescue operation in 3 days. The Indian Navy, along with the Seychelles Defence Forces and Sri Lankan Navy, have rescued a Sri Lankan fishing vessel off the coast of the Seychelles. The Navy deployed INS Sharada and the Hail Sea Guardian drone to get the job done and rescued all 6 crew members aboard the ship. This is the third such successful rescue operation in 3 days, with 2 Iranian vessels rescued off the Somalian coast in the past 2 days, one with 19 Pakistani nationals on board. Brian with me on the broadcast. Brian, if you can take our viewers through the details of this latest rescue mission by the Indian Navy.
Devika, the Indian Navy has successfully foiled two, hijacking bids in the Arabian Sea since, Monday, amidst there was a worsening security situation also in the region due to, the Iran-backed Houthi rebels targeting cargo vessels. And on very Tuesday, also the Navy spokesperson also said that in collaboration with the Seychelles Defence Forces and even Sri Lankan Navy successfully who intercepted and rescued a hijacked vessel. And in the statement also said by the the Navy the Navy chief that in a coordinated multilateral response to the hijacking of a Sri Lankan fishing vessel, the Indian Navy, the Seychelles Defence Forces and even Sri Lankan Navy successfully intercepted and rescued the vessel, which was hijacked on just after Republic Day, which was January 27. And even the Indian Navy was very prompt in their response, Devika, and deployed warship INS Sharada from Kochi and utilized the HAL Sea Guardian drone to locate and intercept the hijacked vessel. And the latest also that we are getting to know, Devika, is that all 3 pirates also surrendered to the Seychelles Coast Guard, and even the 6 crew members are also thankfully safe, and even the vessel is being escorted to Mahe, which is in Seychelles as well. And even in another separate, to give a more perspective to this very situation, in a separate operations also earlier, the Indian Navy also rescued 2 hijacked fishing vessels and even crew members. That includes 17 Iranians, 19 Pakistans over the last 36 hours. And even INS Sumitra thwarted a piracy attempt on an Iranian flagged fishing vessel, Al-Naini, off the coast of Somalia, and even successfully rescued 19 Pakistani nationals. And even additionally, also the INS Sumitra also saved the Iranian flagged fishing vessel, that is FV Iman, from Somalian pirates with 17 of their crew members on board. She actually understand in the last week also, in the last month also, how prompt the Indian Navy has been, and in total also the Indian Navy has rescued 3 hijacked vessels in the Arabian Sea since January 28. And last week also, the Indian Navy's guided missile destroyer, which is INS Visakhapatnam, also extinguished a fire on board a commercial oil tanker with 22 Indian crew after a missile, in the Gulf of Aden struck the vessel. And the Navy on January 5th also, thwarted an attempt hijacking of Liberian flagged vessel MV Lena Norfolk in the North Arabian Sea and rescued all of its crew members. So you can actually understand that, it has been, the Navy has been very successful in deploying over 10 frontline warships with marine commandos in the region stretching from the north and even central Arabian Sea to the Gulf of Aden, further stepping up its naval presence to show the flag and get up piracy and even drone attacks. Yes, Devika.
Okay, all right, Brian, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. I also have with me Group Captain UK Devnath with us this morning. Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us to take us through what you make of some of these developments that are taking place in the seas now. We've been having this conversation for some time, Group Captain Devnath, but it is important to understand what really are the circumstances that are resulting in more and more such hijacking attempts taking place.
Yes, Devika, this hijacking by Somalian pirates is a known historical problem, if I can use that word. Western countries have tried their best to guard the coast of Horn of Africa and ensure that these Somali pirates do not disturb international lanes of communication. But surprisingly, not only Western countries, but efforts by various Arab countries also to rope in these Somalian pirates have not succeeded till now. A valiant effort is being made by Indian Navy to contain this menace. Probably no time has come that some kind of a control is required on ground. Right now, most of the countries are too busy with war in Ukraine and Russia, war between Hamas and Israel, and so much of skirmishes every day between Houthi rebels and Western forces near Red Sea. But once all these things come under some kind of a control, probably a joint multi-nation force will have to land on the coast of Somalia and infiltrate into various villages in distant desert to control these pirates. This is not a extremist problem. This is not exactly a terrorist problem. This is their social need. Historically, they have lived by skimming off some kind of a taxes on dhows which flowed between Arab and India for centuries. The Somali pirates used to loot like this 100 years ago. They are very poor people. They have very, very primitive weapons. Normally, they attack any ship armed only with a rifle or a small old machine gun or few hand grenades. So there is a social angle to this, Devika. Probably the United Nations or some African countries can take initiative and mitigate this social problem by providing some kind of financial food and other solace to these very, very poor people of Somalia, so that they are weaned away from piracy.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.